Okay, I've got my new toric or tracked toric scope, which is kind of hard to say, tracked toric, but got it in their new response mount, made for the ARs. I mean, it just lines it all up perfect. A couple things I noticed when I put it on here is my eye relief. The eye relief on these scopes is a constant 4 inches. So what's neat about that for an AR shooter is it allows you to move your scope far enough forward where you can get to your charging handle here a lot easier. A lot of these scopes you have to mount further back to have a shorter eye relief, so I really like that feature. I chose the 2 to 10s. What I'm putting this on are hunting rifles, and I do a lot of predator hunting, a lot of hog hunting, a lot of deer hunting, so we're have a lot of shots that are really close, but we also have some shots that are way out there, so I think this is a perfect scope. You know, I've had high-end scopes for the last several years. I mean, I really put more value in my scope sometimes than my rifles, because if you can't see it, you can't shoot it. And at my age, at 53, my eyes aren't near as good as they are in the past. So I really like the higher-end optics. Tract has done a fantastic job of delivering high-end optics at an affordable price. They cut the middleman out, and you can go to their website and get all that information. But I mean, these for the money you cannot buy a better scope. I don't think you can at any price, but the price that they're selling these at, it's just like going straight to the manufacturer and just leapfrogging all the middlemen to get a good high-powered or high-priced scope at a very fair price. So I've got it mounted, and a couple of things I noticed about it. I mean, obviously the optics, the glass is crystal clear. I actually got these scopes late one evening and sighted them in and went and shot hogs that night with them. I mean, within 6 hours of having them, I was hunting hogs in low light situations, and man, they performed flawlessly. Another thing, the next day I realized after opening the box, there was a turret kit. Comes with every toric scope, and I'm going to show you what that is. I've got these already sighted in. This is just a traditional adjustments here. You can unscrew this once you get it sighted in. You can unscrew this and turn this to 0. That way, so you know where you're at. You can move it around whatever you want to. But once you get it sighted in, you want to put it to 0. What's also cool about that for you guys that like shoot long range, and I catch myself every now and then on a deer stand where I'll have a 3 or 4 or 500 yard shot, which I never shoot anything at 500 yards, but you know, to be able to make those 300 and 400 yard shots, it's nice to have a scope with adjustable turrets, and that's what this turret kit does. The bad thing with adjustable turrets, though, a lot of times is losing where you're at. Toric does a fantastic job. You can go to their website and they'll show you how to put this. They'll do a lot better job of the instructions how to put this on. But let me show you. We'll stop right quick. I'll put it on, and it's very simple. And then I'll show you how that feature is beneficial. So now that I've got this is the new turret kit assembled. It makes this turret just a little bit larger, but what that does, it gives me now an adjustable turret, and that's waterproof. Once I take the cover off, it's still waterproof. But what it does, it won't move, which I really like. That's one of the things I don't like about adjustable turrets. They get bumped or moved or whatever. This can't be moved at all until you pull it up. You snap it up. You still can't turn it past 0 to the downside. You can only do your come-ups. So Tract has and then snap it back down, and you're locked in. So deer steps out there at 300 yards, you just print the cheat sheet off. You have it right here or on your stock. And you say, well, okay, that deer stops out there at 300 yards. I'll know I need to turn that to about 2 or whatever the deal says, lock it down, and I'll make the shot. If you're set up for a certain shot or want to make a shot at, you know, whatever range, you just do your come-ups through your cheat sheet, snap it down, and you're locked on. And so you just put the crosshairs on and pull the trigger. That's really neat. If you get confused where you're at, you just go back to 0, snap it down, and you're back to 0. Some guys are concerned about the tracking, how well the scope tracks. I've shot it out to 400, and I mean, it tracks perfect. Goes right back to 0, shoot it at 0, and you're right on the money. So the adjustments on this scope are spot on. So guys, the bottom line is, if you're in the market for a scope, give Tract an honest look. Top of the line glass, the coating's fully multi-coated. The reticle is actually etched in the glass, so you're not going to have any problems with your reticle. The tracking on these scopes is just extremely precise. It'll come right back to 0. You can dial it up. You saw the feature with the turret kit that allows you to, have a 0-stop turret. It's all waterproof, fog-proof. I think it's purged with argon. You've got all the features you can get on any high-end scope, and you can get a scope maybe as good, but you're going to spend 3 or 4 times the money. These guys sell direct to the consumer. You'll deal with John Allen or John LaCourte. Both these guys have an extremely a lot of experience in optics. Been with some of the major optics companies for years, so these guys know their business. So they're selling direct to the consumer. Tract Optic, and this is the Toric. If you're in the market for a high-end scope at a fair price, give these guys a look.